Hello everyone, Simon here from the Whales of Wall Street. We have IOTA video here for you guys. Let's start with Assembly and Shimmer. Of course, 90-day staking has finished now, so congratulations to those that got involved with the staking opportunities for the Assembly and the Shimmer tokens by staking your IOTA in the Firefly wallet. Of course, we did the videos on how to do that. Went very well for a lot of people. And where are we? Well, I am very, very interested in this because I think that's 1.45 quadrillion Shimmer tokens were created. I don't know if there's another crypto out there that has that many tokens in the supply mechanism, and 5.8 billion Assembly have been airdropped as well. So I've got my allocation in the Firefly. Can't do anything with them right now, but it is something a few days back now where there was a nice little article here which you can read. I'll try and put a link in the comments for you guys. But a lowdown really is just, again, a brief breakdown of the roadmap that has occurred throughout the last 90 days. But more importantly, what's occurring with these tokens. So because they're quite independent of each other, irrespective of the fact that they're linked with IOTA, there is no specific dates recommended or announced in this article just yet of when we are able to then go and continue the staking. So it looks like they're going to repeat what we've just done for the last 90 days with another option for staking. I'm not sure if the APR or the reward system will be the same or if it's less, but we'll have to see. And also, it looks like as well they will be releasing these tokens. So I have a feeling, it's not fully confirmed in this article yet, that we would be able to transfer these tokens across to the networks themselves and stake. But I truly believe that probably it will be done through Firefly as per usual, to just continue staking. The thing I'm a bit confused about at the moment is whether you can stake these individually as themselves or if you're continuing to stake IOTA for more of these tokens. So this is all in postponement, if you like, because of this Hornet. So the Hornet node protocol that they're building at the moment, the upgrade systems. I think there's another one as well. So these two are being in upgrade situation right now, which is why there's a bit of a gap occurring. So don't panic, don't worry. There will for sure be some opportunities in the very near future for further staking and the opportunity to do something with these tokens. What is interesting though is here, after the update of Firefly Hornet nodes, the staking of IOTA tokens for Assembly tokens will resume. Okay, so it doesn't mention here about Shimmer continuing, so it might be that we separate that. The overall staking period continues until 24 months of staking have been reached in total. So it's not clear just yet whether that means you have to lock them in for 24 months, which I don't really have a problem with, to be honest. I'm a long-term holder and I think it's going to do great things, all these projects together. Or if you can take them out anytime, which I think you could do anyway. You just obviously lose the rewards that you when you take them out. So there's a bit of clarity that needs putting in as we go on. But I think the important thing was just to mention that obviously the staking has finished, and just to sit tight basically. Some will probably move their IOTA across to exchanges and maybe sell them, or hopefully many people are holding them. And we're actually going to that point right now onto the chart. This is quite interesting because if we think about this, and we look at this, the 90 days finished, was it 29th of March, which is around here. Very interesting take up, which we saw on most of the market assets anyway. But of course, once that finished, it looked like we had a bit of a tail down, which is understandable. People have been locked in for 90 days. So I think we claw that back probably around, what was it, the end of December, January time, wasn't it? So you see this big tail up of people getting excited to put in some staking allocation for IOTA. And of course, some people who perhaps didn't understand or didn't want to, and the general market correction anyway was occurring at this point, took that away. So this is where we are right now. It's quite interesting because, as I said many videos back, I was really disappointed to not get into IOTA earlier, despite me knowing about it for a long time and this, that, and other. I mean, it would have been brilliant, obviously, to get more and more back down at these 30 cents, 50 cents levels. But we did what we did throughout last year, particularly towards the end, especially around the staking, to get involved as much as I could under the dollar mark. Of course, we took it up way towards $2, which is absolutely brilliant. But now we started hitting areas where we could try and accumulate some more, and I was doing so and adding them straight into staking. We got back around to sort of these 60 cent marks. This is something that I'm looking at as a target in the coming weeks as well. So if I just drag this across the best I can, first of all, let me move these boxes. I'm just going to pull that across and just narrow it down to the lowest point there, and we can see this in a lot more detail. So where's my next target for IOTA on the way down? Well, hopefully I hope that IOTA bounces off this support level that we saw back here in March, and something that we saw resistance at in January as well, but certainly something that we haven't really seen since July last year, which is crazy. So we're in a definitive point for IOTA to see if we can support this level, and if we can, great. But for sure, I would like to be keen to take advantage of some lower areas if possible, and I would start potentially around this particular area, around 74 cents, and possibly a bit lower, maybe targeting this lower area that's touch points back down here. So it's kind of in line with where it is already. I'm going to leave it as it is, around 60 cents. I'm not saying it's going to definitely come back to these areas, because we've already had, as we have with many assets, this big correctional period. Certainly from January's area here. IOTA has been very strong, to be fair, throughout, but I like this stabilization, new higher lows, so I do anticipate a bounce off around here, and I do think a lot of people who are holding IOTA are going to be very interested in seeing what the next staking protocol will be. So I don't think there's going to be a gigantic sell-off, and those that have done their research will for sure want to be holding their IOTA for the long term, in my opinion. Not financial advice, but just from the perspective of what IOTA is about, who it's involved with, and what it's going to achieve. So, of course, you do have to understand that some people want to take some profits, and some people want to take advantage of the staking and done, and will sell off. So we can't be angry about that, for sure. So for me, I'm not selling IOTA, absolutely not. As I said earlier, I was annoyed that I didn't accumulate more in the past. So why on earth would I sell them off? And it's not one, as I said in many videos, I have some that I mess around and play with in the markets and trading, and there are some that I call my full kind of proper portfolio utility tokens, and IOTA is one of those that I just don't mess about with. I'm here for the long run, and I'm just going to be buying dips. So what can we see in the data as well here? Of course, the histogram has shown the whole of March really on a nice, arguably an over-purchase pattern, something that we see confirmed really back here on the 8th of March, that we just went into continuation of this purchasing power. It doesn't look massive on the chart, but certainly volume-wise, it can show you when you look deeper. But what's happened right now, as of, I believe, yesterday, we touched on the MACD, a switch over has occurred, so we've got a bit of a bear move here. This is where I'm interested to see what happens. And at the moment, I would suggest that the volumes aren't humongous, but they're still detailed enough to say that this is in a drive down from people finally realizing that it's finished in terms of staking, and they might take advantage of that, put it back into exchange, put some money elsewhere. That's what happens in this market. So what we can do is identify that we're obviously on the way down. We see that there's now a switch over. Again, this doesn't necessarily mean it's completely going to obliterate itself, but what we've got to just be cautious of is to see if we can support our mechanism here around this above, in my opinion, 65-70 cent mark, to pull this up, or at least stabilize it until staking occurs again. I think people can start getting excited and start putting it back in. So we just got to take advantage of possibilities of lower areas to try and buy. Would I be happy to buy right now? If I had enough capital right now to jump in as of today, I'd probably be waiting personally. This is not advice for you guys, it's more what I'm doing. But what I'm interested in is these RSIs. So obviously we've had higher points here. As you see, the 14 and 19 day. Again, I don't know where my 20. I don't know where that one's gone. 28 days gone for some reason. So yeah, very much. What I'm looking at here on the 14 days is approaching a number that's quite near to where I'm interested in. Once this gets to around maybe 40, I'll probably start putting my first DCA position in. The 90 days pretty respectable anyway, but I don't know where my 28 days gone, but I'm assuming that is probably going to be around the 54 mark. So I'll stick that in for the next video. Oh, it's up here. Why on earth has it moved up there? Okay, guys, just so you know, I'm just floating it around up here so you can know where my 28 day is. So right now, 47. Okay, it's not too far off. So yeah, if I can start seeing the 28 day come to below that 45 mark and towards 40, absolutely, I'll be starting to snap up IOTA again. But yeah, I'm just waiting. It does make a difference with the amount I'm trying to accumulate. This whole 5-10 cent difference does make a big effect to how many you can accumulate. So that's what I'm waiting for. So other than that, guys, that's the status of IOTA right now. Still very excited, still long term. Of course, the indicators and performance are on the right hand side here. It's where the market is right now on most of these. The 3 months is still negative. The month has been up, which is cool. So that's probably the last minute stakers. And then, of course, on the weekly, we're down because people have taken them out, to be honest. So I just want to see how we reflect. And right now, literally right now, as of recording, this is a perfect opportunity to see if we get support at this level, because it really is a defining area, in my opinion. If we drop below that, for sure, we could probably come and test down at these, sub 60, sub 70 marks. We'll have to see. But this is a really good, interesting area. I'm just going to draw these in so you can see what I'm talking about here. Particularly here, look at that. A nice touch up, completely rejected here, but we gained support around this area. So, like I said, the only last times we saw these areas around here. So still not enough data really to confirm whether this is a full support area, but I would love to see it. Let us know in the comments below what you think about all this. Are you still holding your IOTA? Are you looking forward to the next staking patterns? Or have you been selling? I'd love to know everyone's opinions and thoughts and why they do stuff. And it helps me learn as well. So, guys, thanks for watching. We will see you in the next IOTA video. Bye-bye.